We're going to get started with announcements here in just about a minute. Any council member who would like to make a presentation, an announcement, if you would, please press your talk to speak button. Okay, we will call on Councilmember Glover as our first speaker.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. Want to announce on January the 13th at 11:30 in the morning at the Hermitage Police Precinct, I'm going to hold a meeting. There is a proposed development on Earhart Road, and so I'm going to do a community meeting on that. And then on January the 22nd, which is a few weeks from now, but on January the 22nd at 6 p.m. at the Hermitage Precinct, I'm going to hold a community meeting for my district, and if some other members of the Hermitage-Donaldson area want to join me, they're welcome to talk about transit and get an idea of where people kind of are out in my area. And so I hope if you're interested in the development on Earhart Road, you'll come out on the 13th, and then certainly would like to see everybody on the 22nd at 6 p.m. at the Hermitage Precinct to talk about transit. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Bednaik.
Thank you. Well, first of all, Happy New Year to the people in 31 and Nashville. I hope you guys had a safe holiday season and are staying warm. The issue of stormwater has been an issue that has impacted most of the city over many years. And we have been having this conversation for a long time about how to deal with stormwater and issues of related to it. So the stormwater department and the people from the mayor's office are going to start doing these meetings around the city to do what we asked them to do, which is to have this opportunity for residents to provide input. And the people on the southeast, we're going to get a meeting on January 20th. And I encourage people to save the date and try to attend the meeting. The meeting is an opportunity for people to come in, learn what the plans that the city has for stormwater and provide feedback on it. We know that many of you watching in the southeast have these issues with runoff water, and so this is a chance for you to come in and talk about it. Also for people that live off the Mill Creek tributary. So that's one thing. The other thing is this coming Saturday is the regular monthly office hours of District 31 at Pork Belly Cafe. And I know you, Sherry Winner, would love to come and join me. Everybody's invited. Please don't abandon me. I'm going to start crying here if people don't show up. I want to hear from you. I want to know what's important to you. You can call me 615-829-6226, or you can just visit with me. The meetings are the first Saturday of every month at Pork Belly Cafe at 10 a.m. in the morning. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilman O'Connell.
Thank you, Madam President. Just a couple of quick related announcements. I think anybody who set foot outside to arrive here tonight or left their house today, if you're watching on the Metro Nashville Network, knows that it is very cold outside. I did want to take this point as we start the new year in frigid temperatures to remind people of Nashville's cold weather community response. It's really geared to assist those who are experiencing homelessness for one reason or another. You can find out more at coldweathernashville.com. Besides jumping in there and supporting the organizations that participate in that, and there are a number of excellent organizations, you can support them financially with your time, other resources. All that information is on coldweathernashville.com. To support what goes on in the emergency warming period right now, one of the most important things that is going on is cold weather canvassing, which you can do with Open Table Nashville. It's been going on for the last several nights and will continue through this Friday. The shifts run from 7 to 10:30 p.m. For anybody who has not done this, it is one of the most important ways to understand how we are tackling housing or failing to in Nashville at this moment. And you can RSVP to otnwinter@gmail.com with your name and number. And it's an important way, I think, to understand the cold from the perspective of housing. So I do encourage people to check that out again, otnwinter@gmail.com, shifts through Friday from 7 to 10:30 p.m. And please do visit coldweathernashville.com and support those organizations. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Member. Council Lady Van Rees.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year. I'm pulling up the District 8 January newsletter. In case you haven't received it, please sign up for the newsletter at nvr4district8.com. On the 4th, that's just in a couple of days, we're going to be having a community meeting to discuss the public use athletic fields that Cornerstone Church is requesting to build behind the facility there. That meeting is going to take place on January 4th at 5:30 at Madison Station 50 Forward, not at the church, but at Madison Station 50 Forward on January the 4th at 5:30. Also wanted to remind everybody that Saturday, January the 6th, that's this Saturday, is the very important community-wide meeting concerning Madison Square Shopping Center, the zoning request for changing to Madison Town Center. That'll be at 10 a.m., also at 50 Forward, Madison Station. Thank you, 50 Forward, for letting us use your community room so very much. That'll be at 10 a.m. this coming Saturday. The folks, the owners, Corcoran Maddox and the Hawkins Partners will be there to receive feedback from neighbors on the rezoning effort before it goes to the Planning Commission on the 11th. So that is a community-wide meeting. Anybody who shops, eats, drinks, or breathes, or drives through Madison near the Madison Square Shopping Center is welcome to come and put your 2 cents in. That's on Saturday at 10 a.m. The following Saturday, on the 13th of January, there's going to be a neighborhood tour of the Hank Snow Rainbow Ranch, and that's over on 312 East Marthona Road. There's limited space, and so we want to make sure that if you're planning on going, that you plan ahead for this. It's primarily for the surrounding neighbors, but I'm going to do my best to have the talk from the Metro Historic Commission actually broadcast via Facebook Live on the NVR for District 8 page, and we'll be showing you the tour of the Hank Snow Ranch on the 13th. If you can't make it, tune in on Facebook Live. And then on the 16th, Music City Solar groundbreaking, assuming approval tonight, which is very, very late on the agenda. Sometime around midnight, we will be approving, hopefully, the Music City Solar, and the groundbreaking will take place on the 16th of January, and look forward to that as well. That is it for the month of January. I appreciate your attention. Thanks.
Thank you. Council Lady Allen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. 2 announcements I'd like to make. First, if Councilman Withers comes in, I'll let him reiterate this message. There will be a transit talk this Wednesday, January 10th, at the Nissan Stadium that will feature the mayor. It's sponsored by ULI and the Chamber, among other organizations, and that's an open meeting, but registration is required, and it will offer an opportunity to get some of the questions that people may have about our long-term transit plan and what would be included as we look toward the referendum in May to come up with a dedicated source of funding of that. So I encourage people to take advantage of that opportunity. And second, I will be holding office hours on Saturday, January 13th, from 9 to 11 at Portland Brew on 12th Avenue South. I will have up the Hub Nashville website to show folks how you can take advantage of that great new online customer service program that's been created for us, and also access to transit information as well. And also just want to receive feedback on any issues that are important to people. So hope I will see people on Saturday, January 13th. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Pulley.
Thank you, Madam President. I have several community meetings I just want to make people aware of. First of all, we next week we originally had a community meeting scheduled for Monday the 8th, which has been moved to Wednesday the 10th on the Glendale Avenue SP. Still working out a location on that, but stay tuned. I'll keep everyone informed through my newsletter when we lock down that location, but we are striving to have that at the Glendale United Methodist Church, very close to the property in question. On the 9th of January, I believe that's next Tuesday, we're going to have a community meeting, which probably won't be very large, on the Benham Avenue SP. Note the time at 5:15 p.m. Some of my favorite active constituents are Predator season ticket holders, and we're going to make sure to get that meeting over so that they and we will have time to get to that game. On the 11th of January, a long-awaited sidewalk project in the Lone Oak connector from Shackleford to Overhill will begin very soon, so we're going to have a neighborhood meeting for stakeholders at Hillsborough High School at 6 p.m. that evening. Finally, on the 25th of January, speaking of transit talk, we're going to have a meeting regarding the mayor's transit plan and some things we have going on in Green Hills at 6 p.m. at the Grande White Church of Christ. And that will be a joint meeting with District 34. So we'll have representatives from the mayor's office to talk about the transit plan. We'll also have an opportunity for people to give us feedback on what they think. And we'll talk about some specific things that we have going on in Green Hills related to traffic and transit. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember. Council Lady Karen Johnson.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem Sherry Weiner. Happy New Year to everyone. I just want to first start out by sharing with the district that the historic marker for Grande Manor is in production. I did get that email confirming that today. So we are setting a date, which will be emailed out soon, where we will have that historic marker dedication for Nashville Village area Grande Manor. I also want to thank the people publicly that helped to make our successful holiday party happen. We had a tremendous turnout. Even though the weather was cold, everybody came out still, so it was wonderful. And we just sincerely thank Nashville State Community College Jazz Ensemble. They were excellent. Also, Angie with Angie's Catering and H&T's Home Cooking and Homestyle Bakery. They helped make the event a huge success. I also want to publicly thank our sponsors, who was Mayor Megan Berry, the State Street Group, Scott Tift for Chancery Court Judge, District Attorney General Glenn Funk, Criminal Court Judge Steve Dozier, Criminal Court Judge Angie Blackshear Dalton, General Sessions Judge Sam Coleman, General Sessions Judge Linda Jones, Martisha Johnson for Public Defender, Sherry Jones for Juvenile Court Clerk, Circuit Court Clerk Ricky Wooker, Brenda Gilmore for State Senate, Lionel Matthews for Juvenile Court Clerk, Councilman at Large Bob Mendez, Councilman at Large John Cooper, Councilman at Large Jim Schulman, Councilwoman Tanaka Vercher, Councilwoman Jacobia Dowell, Councilwoman Antoinette Lee, Councilman Jason Potts, Councilman Fabian Bedney, and Duke and Misty with the Antioch Shell. The event was a huge success because of all of you. Thank you again, and Happy New Year.
Thank you, Council Lady. Is there anybody else who would like to be recognized? Well, then I'll wrap it up. Bellevue, Districts 23, 22, 35, and 34, we are rebuilding Red Caboose Park, and we're going to do it together. The last time we did it was in 1996, It is crumbling, it is dangerous, and it will be torn down, sadly. But the new one's going to be even bigger and better. I would like everybody to come to the Bellevue Library on January 27th between 9 and noon for a visioning. It will be an open house format, and I look forward to seeing everybody there. Give us your opinion, give us your ideas, and sign up for a team, more importantly. The build will be sometime this summer, and this will be the first of many, many community meetings. I'd like to wish everybody a Happy New Year. I cannot stress enough the information that Councilman O'Connell just shared insofar as winter preparedness, and let's not forget the pets that are outside. If you go in one of those igloos, you can stay in a pet igloo for about 23 minutes before your fingers go numb. And we have animals that are staying out there overnight. So think about the ones that can't care for themselves, that depend on us. And I wish everybody a Happy New Year and stay warm.